Okay, my screen is visible.
Yeah, visible.
Okay, my topic is exploring Green Party ideology. So first of all, I would like to uh, give the structure of my presentation. Today, I will discuss the Green Party ideology as well as the four important pillars of this Green Party ideology. And for each pillar, I will explain the brief concept behind that particular pillar, along with the principles and the connectedness of these pillars with the green economy. So, uh, I would like to ask all of you to write down any question if you have during the presentation. At the end of presentation, I will invite all of you to ask any confusions or uh, questions you might have confront in the presentation. So let's start Green Party ideology. Let's dive into this. So first of all, let's begin with the introduction of the Green Party. So Green Party is the United States, belongs to the United States, is an independent political party.
Sorry, I interrupt you, Mr. Dr. Farooq.
Yes.
Some participants are there's things there that voice was not clear. Voice is not clear on
Okay,
that side.
okay, okay. Now it's clear. Is it better now?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
let me
okay. It's okay.
configure.
I think it's okay, but the participant,
Okay,
uh,
I need to.
please tell us about the voice now better. Okay, this
Okay,
okay. This Dr. You continue.
okay. Let's start with the introduction. Green Party of the United States is an independent political party that is connected um, to American social movement and is part of the global green movement that share key values. As we know that it's a emerging phenomena, and there are certain authorities and institutions which are working for this uh, problem. So it includes the four pillars that we are going to discuss in this session. These four pillars include the ecological wisdom, social justice, participatory democracy, and non-violence. I hope the participant in this session may be a little bit familiar with these concepts. I try to explain these concepts in a very plain English to be understandable for all the participants. So let's start with the ecological wisdom. The plan of presentation is in each of the pillars, we are going to understand this concept, what this concept itself is, and what are the core principles which govern this pillar. And after that, I will try to incorporate this pillar with the phenomena of green economy, how this pillar contributes towards the green economy. So let's start with the ecological wisdom. So ecological wisdom, it's a deep understanding of how how humans are interconnected with the natural world. It's a way of thinking that recognizes the interdependence of all living things. So two important concepts which are bold in this slide are interconnectedness with the natural world as well as the interdependence. And beside, we have the importance of respecting and protecting the environment. Since we are discussing from the last session, the consideration and protection of environment, because we all are using the resources which are provided by this planet. So we need to protect the environment as well. So this wisdom is rooted in an awareness of our place within the ecosystem and the responsibility we have to care for it. So the key principle which governs the ecological wisdom includes the interconnectedness, sustainability, respect for nature, humility, and holistic thinking. What each of the concept is, I'm going to explain. For example, interconnectedness. All living things are interconnected, as we know, and interdependent. each other. Changes in one part of ecosystem can have ripple effect. We cannot take this in an isolation. If we change the one part of this ecosystem, it have multiple effects. It may have ripple effects throughout the entire ecosystem. Similarly, the sustainability, human activities should be sustainable. We need to consider in the long term. So human activities should be sustainable, meaning they should meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So we not only consider the benefits of the present generation, beside we need to consider the benefits and resources must be available for the future generation. This is the basic concept and the ideology behind the sustainability. Similarly, we have respect for nature. Respect for nature means the nature has intrinsic value. We need to understand this. The nature has intrinsic value, and we should respect and protect it from its own stake, not just for the resources it provides us. We are using water. We do not consider that this water is free. Rather, we need to consider that this is the resource that is provided by this planet. We need to consider this, and we need to respect each and every resources which are available on this particular planet. Similarly, humility, another principle. We are part of nature, not separate from it. We cannot kept ourselves aloof from this ecosystem. We are the part of this ecosystem. So we should be humble in our relationship with the natural world and recognize our limitations. We are not boundaryless, rather, we are working, we are living, and we are spending our life in certain boundaries, certain limitations. So these are the principles which include the interconnectedness, sustainability, respect for nature, and humility. So holistic thinking is another principle of ecological wisdom, which include uh, ecological wisdom encourages us to think holistically, considering the interconnectedness of all things and the long-term consequences of our action. For example, if we cut down a tree, it is not an act which should be kept in isolation. Rather, this will have a long-term effect, as we all can see that our planet is suffering from global warming. It is the basically the persons, the society, the institution who have done certain depletion of these assets. These depletion are now we are facing in terms of global warming and the temperature rise overall and the glacier melting. All these phenomena are must be think and must be considered holistically. We need to consider that any act of a human being can impair the resources generation capacity of this planet, as well as we can by our act we can disturb the ecosystem of this planet. So these are the guiding principles of ecological wisdom, which include the interconnectedness, that we are not only interconnectedness but we are also interdependent, and we need to consider the present generation as well as the future generation, so that the future generation should enjoy the same resources that we are using. If we are using uh, in an unfairly all the resources of the planet, then future generation will face the scarcity of the resources. They will not be able to enjoy these resources, and we need to respect the futures in the similar fashion. And we need to think holistically. We need to consider the act we are performing in this environment will have a ripple effect, will affect the ecological system of this planet. Now, moving towards the relationship of ecological wisdom with the green economy. So there are five dimensions which explain the relationship of ecological wisdom with the green economy. For example, ecological, if think that all the things are interconnected and interdependent, we will be thinking about the resource efficiency. If we think that our resources are limited and they will deplete over the period of time, so we need to consider that our resources should last longer. Therefore, we consider the resource efficiency. So, resource efficiency in a green economy, the green economy emphasizes the efficient use of natural resources, which ultimately reduce the wastage and pollution. If we consider If we, Mr. Amir, can you please look at the messages? I think we have certain messages from the participant. I'm not able to look at these messages as I am facing the presentation in my computer. Mr. Amir, can you hear me?
It's okay. There is no new message. Any
Okay,
kind of.
okay. You need to look at these messages and
Um,
may tell me if anything which is important in the presentation.
okay.
Just tell me about this message. Okay, resource efficiency. So a green economy promotes the efficient use of natural resources by reducing the wastage and pollution. This is the this is based on the understanding that resources are limited and should be used wisely. If we think that resources are limited, we should transform the patterns and fashions we are using our resources, and in this way we can prevent the wastage and generating additional pollution by considering the resource efficiency. So if we get maximum output from our resources, this is known as resource efficiency. On the other hand, if we use our resources without any limit, so ultimately we will be in shortage in the future. For example, we have the fuel, we have the energy source. If we use these resources, including the water, if we use these resources in an unlimited fashion, so in the future we will face scarcity and the depletion of these resources. The another connection of ecological wisdom with the green economy through renewable energy. If we think that all the things are connected, so we towards the renewable energy because the resources available in this economy are limited, and we need to consider and use these resources in an efficient way. If we are generating energy with the help of such uh, uh, resources like fossil fuel, so we know that there is a limit of the availability of fossil fuel in our planet. So we need to consider the renewable energy that is available in the form of hydropower, wind power, and solar power. It will help us to maintain the ecosystem of this planet, as well as we will attain the ecological wisdom by applying this concept in the green economy. Similarly, the sustainable agriculture is another dimension of ecological wisdom. Sustainable agriculture practices such as organic farming and agroforestry are encouraged in the green economy, and these practices help to protect soil health, biodiversity, and water resources. Similarly, we have green infrastructure. Green infrastructure is also associated with the green economy. So, green infrastructure such as green roofs and rain gardens can help to mitigate the impact of climate change and improve air and as well as the water quality. And circular economy, it is very emerging concept. Today's academic experts are putting their efforts in identifying the impact of circular economy in maintaining the environment as well as to achieve the economic growth. So what is circular economy? In circular economy, we need to reconsider, recycle the products so that we can prevent the extra usage of resources and energy. So circular economy is a model that aims to eliminate waste and pollution by keeping products and material in use for as long as possible. And this is based on the understanding that resources are valuable and should not be wasted. The main idea behind all these dimensions, which are explaining the ecological wisdom, is based on the maintaining and preventing the wastage of natural resources, because these resources are scarce and we have limited resources. If we are able to maintain these resources, we will be able to achieve the sustainable growth, as well as we can left these resources for our future generations. So, ecological wisdom is essential for building a sustainable and just green economy. By understanding our interconnectedness with the natural world and respecting its limit, we can create an economic system that work in harmony with nature rather than against it. Okay, the next pillar is the social justice. It is very important. Social justice, as the name specifies, it is based on the values and practices which we can observe in our society. So social justice, first we understand what is social justice, then I will explain the principles of social justice and its relationship with the green economy. How we can achieve the green economy with the help of social justice. For example, social justice is a view that everyone deserves equal economic, political, and social right and opportunities. This is very important for the green economy. If we consider that all uh, the human beings are equal and they deserve the equal rights and opportunities, so this is an achievement that is helpful in maintaining the social justice in the society, as well as we can achieve. The research has proved that we can achieve better economic growth with the help of social justice. It is about fairness and equity, ensuring that everyone has the chance to reach their full potential, regardless of their race, gender, ethnicity, religion, disability status, or socio-economic background. So now towards the principle, what defines the social justice? So the key principles of social justice include the equity, equality, human rights, inclusion, and empowerment. What each of these concepts represent, for example, equity, everyone has a fair and just opportunity to succeed. One need to consider that every individual must be provided with the same opportunity, with the fair treatment. If we discriminate anyone, this is against the social justice, and it is not only imbalance the societal values but also impair the economic growth and green practices in the economy. Similarly, equality means everyone is treated the same regardless of their differences. For example, we have certain differences in terms of ethnic differences, religious differences, and racial differences. So everyone treated the same. We do not discriminate each other. So the purpose of this training is to familiar all of you with these concepts, because we try to move towards the green economy. If we want to achieve and enjoy the true benefit of the green economy, so we need to be equitable as well as give the equality to all the sects of the economy of the society. Next is
Which
the human rights.
Dr. Farooq, there's a question from Shahid Baksh. Slides of presentation not splitting accordingly. Am I right? Accordingly, he says that you didn't move the slides.
Uh, which what slide you are weighing? Key principles of social justice. I am just on the key principles of
Principle
social
of
justice.
social justice. Okay, that's okay. No, it's okay.
Okay, okay. Human rights, as all of us know, that human right um, is the basic right of human being, which explain that every human has certain rights. So everyone has a fundamental rights that must be protected. We we should avoid such practices which impair the fundamental rights of human beings. Not only the human beings, but also all the creatures on this planet. So human rights are very important, and I must say that human rights serve as a fuel to towards the growth of the green economy. Next is the inclusion. Inclusion, everyone feel valued and respected. We should not disrespect the different sects of the economy. If there are differences on the basis of ethnicity, race, or religion, so we should not discriminate the other. Everyone should feel respected. It is the key to the success. If any element, any party, any segment of the society is deprived and disrespected, we cannot take the leverage of taking our economy towards the height of the success. So if we want to get the sustainable economic growth, we need to give respect to all the segments of the society. And this is not even giving respect, but also all the sects of the economy feels that they are being valued and they are being respect, they are receiving the respect from others. Next, the key principle of social justice is the empowerment. So empowerment, in which individuals and communities have the power to shape their own destinies, where they want to go, where they want to see themselves in the future, and what type of education they want to get, what type of career they want to pursue. They must have an empowerment. They must have an autonomy to reach at their destination. Nobody should discriminate them. For example, in our society, if we discourage a certain sect, certain community, that this community should not lead the any institution or should not reach at the top of the any institutional position. So this is the discrimination, and it will not only harm the organizational culture, but it also give uh, uh, it will also impair the growth of the economy. Okay. So social justice and economy, green economy, there is a stiff relationship between social justice and economy, green economy particularly, because we know that justice is the foundation of success. If there is no justice, there will be no success. So our society, regardless of the country, for example, we are in Pakistan, we have certain participants outside Pakistan. In a society, we have different segments based on religious, race, and ethnicity. So we need to respect all the segments so that they can contribute towards the ideology of green economy. It is our responsibility to make them educate uh, the social justice as well as its role in the green economy. Now, I would like to explain what is the role of social justice in green economy. I'm just switching my slide, so please confirm that you can view the next slide. It is how social justice is related with the green economy. Mr. Amit, can you see the new slide?
Yes, yes. Key principle
Okay,
of social justice.
okay,
There is
okay.
key principle of social justice remain there.
Relate with the green economy. Okay, in this slide, I try to explain the relationship of social justice with the green economy. As I tell you earlier, that this is foundation, this is the base on which we can capitalize the concept of green economy. And
Uh,
these are the five dimensions.
Dr. Farooq, uh,
Yes,
do you think about key principle of social justice?
social
Cannot,
justice relates, how
no,
social justice
your
relates with the
slide
green economy.
is not change.
Okay,
This change your slide.
this is key principles of social justice.
Yeah,
Okay, now,
no, it's remain.
no. Okay, I think there is technical issue.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
No,
now,
no, no, it has changed.
okay, I have just minimized the slideshow. Now you can look at the social justice relates with green economy. You can look at the slide.
Yes.
Okay, so there are five dimensions which explain the relationship of the social justice in the green economy. The idea is how social justice improve or contribute towards green economy. So there are five dimensions. I will explain uh, one by one. For example, the just transition. It is very important for the green economy as we are discussing in the context of social justice. So just transition, ensuring that the transition to a green economy is fair for everyone, especially for worker in the industry that may be affected by the shift to a greener economy. For example, uh, we are caring for the planet. and we are working for the green economy. So we need to change the type of the industries. For example, we are moving from the industry, we are leaving the industries which are polluting this environment. So we are creating new industries. So we need to think about the workers who are working in the previous industries. So this is the just transition. If we are moving towards the eco-friendly industries without looking at the loss which are being suffered by the workers because they will be unemployed, so this will not contribute towards green economy. Rather, this will adversely affect the growth of the economy. So we need to consider the worker which will be unemployed towards the concept of switching towards green economy. So this includes providing retaining job support and social safety nets for the persons who will be unemployed due to transition from a classical economy to the green economy. Similarly, we have inclusive growth. It means creating green jobs that are accessible to everyone, including uh, the communities which are not available in the sufficient quantity. For example, if we have a community in our country which are not a significant portion of our society, but while moving to the green economy, we need to consider that particular community as well. We cannot move alone towards the green economy, rather take all the segments or all the society elements so that all should move together. So this is the concept of inclusive growth. Similarly, environmental justice, as the name specifies, it addressing the disproportionate environmental burden faced by low-income communities and communities of color. For example, environmental justice entails that we need to, while we are achieving the benefits of green economy, so these benefits should spread towards all the segments of the economy, whether they are low income group, middle income group, or high income group. If we generate the benefits of green economy only for the upper level communities who are earning good in the society, so this is not environmental justice. Environmental justice entails that the benefits of environment should spread towards all the segments of the society. Next is the community empowerment. We need to empower our community, empowering local communities to participate in decision-making processes related to the environmental and economic development. If we are making decision, particularly for the green economy, we need to ask all the segments of the society, whether they are in sufficient number or in low number, they need to express their opinion over a particular policy, whether this policy needs to be implemented or not. What are their concerns regarding that particular policy? Next is the intergenerational equity. Intergeneration, it ensures that future generation have the same opportunities and resources as the present generation. As I already explained uh, in the previous slide, that we need to, it is the basic concept of the sustainability, that we need to consider the utilization of the resources in such a way that we attain the resource efficiency, so that these resources should be available for our future generation. If we ourselves consume the whole plenty of these resources and future generation are deprived, so this is not the intergenerational equity. We need to consider the generation. We are not the only human being on this planet. The future generation will also expecting that they will enjoy the same economic resources, same natural resources that we are enjoying right now. So we need to be very much careful while utilizing these resources. This is the main concept behind the social justice. And if we consider this intergenerational equity, community empowerment, environmental justice, inclusive growth, and justice and transition, it will contribute positively towards the green economy. The third pillar of this uh, system is the participatory democracy. The third pillar, as you can see in this picture, that this is a new concept of democracy. Uh, we already know that in democracy we cast a vote and we select our leaders, and those leaders go to the legislative houses and they make the policies. But this participatory democracy a bit different from this concept. What this concept itself is, let's understand. So, what is participatory democracy? Participatory democracy goes beyond traditional representative democracy, where citizens primarily vote for elected beneficial officials. As I told earlier, that there is a bit difference between a traditional democracy and participatory democracy. It emphasizes direct citizen involvement in decision-making process that affect their lives. For example, we cast vote and elect our representative, and they went to the assemblies and they make laws. And when they make laws, uh, we are maybe not satisfied with those laws. So this is not participatory democracy. Participatory democracy entails that while making these laws, one need to consider the consent of the citizens who sent those representative in the assemblies, so that their consent should be taken into account while making new, particularly from the perspective of environment. So let's understand further about the participatory democracy. So participatory democracy include the direct democracy. Direct democracy, tools like referendums and initiatives allow citizens to directly vote on specific policies. I hope you can understand the difference. When we cast vote, we cast for a particular person to be elected as a member of the National Assembly or Provincial Assembly. But this direct democracy is related to the policies. When the Democrats design any policy, that policy must be floated in front of the people who elected those representatives. If they allow, they cast vote in favor of on that particular policy, that policy should be implemented. Otherwise, that policy should not be continued. Similarly, participatory budgeting, as the name specified, it includes with the utilization of fiscal resources for the welfare of the citizen. So citizens have a say in how public funds are allocated. So this is very important. I hope you can understand very well that while utilizing the public money, the public need to be need to be considered, and their confidence should support this decision whether these funds should be utilized for industry benefits, for environment benefit, social justice, for human rights, for what purpose these funds should be utilized. In this way, if all the citizens are in favor of utilizing these funds, this will help to achieve the participatory democracy. And if all the participants, all the citizens favor for a particular policy, so it will be helpful to implement that policy in the society. If all are majority of the citizens are against about a particular policy, the government should will also face certain hurdles while implementing that policy and getting true benefits. So participatory budgeting is concerned with utilization of funds, and it must be in consensus with the citizens who voted for a particular individual to be elected as a legislator. Next is the assemblies, uh, deliberative bodies of randomly selected citizens provide input on important policy. So these are the randomly selected citizen, so that they can give their input on a particular policy issue. For example, if a policy has certain issue, for example, the policy is related to the environment. So a set of individuals should be selected from the society and asked to present their point of view whether this policy should be implemented or not. What are the possible consequences if this is implemented, or what should be the laws if this policy uh, does not provide any significant benefit. Next is the community-based organization. Grassroots groups actively engage in decision-making process. because most of the problems are on the grassroots level, and the citizen who are facing that problem can better give the idea to resolve that particular problem. In this way, community-based organization uh, should be channelized for participatory democracy. And I hope Mr. Amir will contribute, because in the microfinance industry, we form the community organizations because they know where to invest these funds and how these funds can be better utilized. Next is the key principle of participatory democracy. What explain this participatory democracy? It involves the citizen empowerment, inclusivity, and transparency and accountability. So, citizen empowerment, fostering active and informed citizenship. This is very important. The citizen should know what is the worth of their vote, what is the worth of their saying, and what is the worth of their involvement in the decision making. If they consider that their discussion, their words are important while making a policy, they can better understand the concept of participatory democracy. Since the transparency, open and accessible decision making process. The process should be transparent and accessible, and accountability must be there, ensuring that elected officials are accountable to the public. This is important for participatory democracy. Now, towards the role of participatory democracy. If we are provided with sufficient voting rights and policy involvement in the decision making, so what benefit we are seeking in the green economy? So let's look at this. Participatory democracy and the green economy. So we have certain benefits that is legitimate policies are more likely to be accepted and implemented when citizens have a say in their development. So these policies will be legitimate. Nobody will oppose, because the policies, when the policies were designed, everybody was asked to give their input. In this way, effective local knowledge and perspective are essential for developing effective and context-specific environmental solution. Next is the equitable. Participatory processes can help to address environmental injustice and ensure that everyone benefits from a green economy. Because when every citizen participates while implementing and designing the policy, and one person is satisfied that this policy is beneficial for the economy as well as the society, so we can get maximum benefit from that particular policy. And the sustainable citizen engagement can foster a sense of ownership and responsibility for environmental protection. The last pillar of this discussion is the non-violence. It is a saying from the Mahatma Gandhi, that is, non-violence is the greatest force at the disposal of humankind. So non-violence is the key to get the maximum benefit from the society as well as from the economy. So, what is non-violence? Non-violence is the philosophy and strategy for social and political change that reject the use of violence in all its form. Any type of violence is not acceptable. Any type of violence, whether it is in terms of violence, physical violence, social violence, academic violence, any type of violence, this is not acceptable. So non-violence is a philosophy and strategy for social and political change. If you want to change the society values and political change, for this you need to adopt the non-violence strategy. So non-violence emphasizes peaceful means of achievable goals, such as dialogues and negotiations, civil activism, and direct action. Non-violence, if there are violence practices in the society, it can impair the growth of the economy, particularly the green economy. So can how we can uh, deal with violent practices in the society? Through dialogues and negotiation. So seeking common ground and finding mutual agreeable solution which are acceptable to the both parties. Through peaceful discussion and negotiation, it can help to maintain the non-violent society this planet. That's the civil activism. If there are certain violent practices, so non-violent act of protest, you need not to be violent. If there are violent acts in the society, you need to be non-violent and raise your voice against that non-violent activities such as marches, boycotts, and sit-ins to challenge unjust laws and policies. If you have any objection, if you are in favor of the particular law, so you need not to be violent. You need to be non-violent and raise your voice in amending that particular law which is not suitable to the society. Next is the direct action, taking direct action to address environmental and social problems such as tree planting, community gardening, and renewable energy projects. So we need to uh, express our physical act to uh, discourage the violent practices in the society by planting trees. We need to start the plantation drive so that the persons who are violent in the society can learn that this is the way to express your concern. Next is the key principle which explain the non-violence. The first principle is the respect for all life. We need to respect all the life, recognizing the inherent value of all living being and the interconnectedness of all life. We are not living alone on this planet. We need to respect all the segments of the society so that each and every segment of the society think that they are part and they need to contribute towards their efforts towards achieving a better societal values as well as the green economic growth. Next is the compassion and empathy, understanding the perspective of others and acting with kindness and compassion. Sometimes we don't understand the context and the problem the others are facing. We need to listen them carefully and try to understand the perspective. What are their perspective? Because by listening to others, we can understand and we can resolve the issue. Next is the courage and determination. This is very important principle for non-violence. If you must have courage and determination standing up for what is right. If you think that this is not right and this is the right way to do this particular phenomena, so you need to stand up for what you think is right even in face of opposition. And next is the creative action, finding innovative and non-violent ways to challenge injustice and create positive change. This is creative action. Now the last slide, I try to explain how this non-violent practice is important for green economy. If we respect for others and we listen to others in an empathic way, in compassion, so it will contribute towards achieving the green economy. So non-violence is essential for building a just and sustainable green economy, as it provides a framework for addressing addressing environmental conflict uh, and building community consensus, promoting sustainable lifestyle, empowering communities. So, finding peaceful solution to environmental conflict, such as those over land use, water resources, and energy development. These are the environmental conflicts. So, if we listen to others, we can help each other by maintaining the ecosystem of this planet and get maximum output from the available resources. And building community consensus, it is fostering dialogues and consensus building among diverse stakeholders, including business, government, and communities, because all are the stakeholders in the system. So we need to consider the point of view of the stakeholders who are working in this ecosystem. And promoting sustainable lifestyle, encouraging non-violent and sustainable lifestyles such as reducing consumption, recycling, and using renewable energy. The last is the empowering communities. We need to empower the communities, empowering communities to take action on environmental issues and build a more uh, sustainable future. So, in this way, we can take the benefit of these by considering the efficiency and the importance of these four pillars. We can design such a policy that is helpful in getting uh, the current state of the economy towards the green economy. So non-violence is a powerful tool for building a just and sustainable economy. By embracing non-violent principles and strategies, we can create a world where people and planet thrive. So this is all about from my side relating to the topic which was assigned to me. And if you have any question considering the Green Party ideology, you can ask. Over to you, Mr. Amit.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Farooq. It's a very comprehensive presentation, and it's just building an idea of green economy. Green economy just not a environmental issue or related to any agriculture issues. It's a very comprehensive approach, the green economy. So we just proceed it from tomorrow's session. Miss Farah present the what is the green economy, what is the philosophy behind the green economy, and now we have just a broader idea about green economy.